Alright, hey y'all, it's Ep.12. We're here in the long dark. We are currently back in Mystery Lake from our trip to Milton. It's a pretty successful trip, got lots of good stuff, a bunch of saplings. Been looking for those. Only had one here actually. We got a bear skin, place that down over here, and finally found a pistol. Well, I think that's the only one I have. I might have one in a drawer, I'm not 100% positive, but we're good for now. A little fatigued, a little bit tired. I really what I want to do is see how good this hacksaw is. 81% compared to 78. I mean, whatever. Here, we'll drop this one in. And we'll grab this one. That's going to come in handy for us. What's my pry bar doing? 80%. We're good on that. And I'm going to go ahead and head out to back towards the dam. Another thing we picked up in in Mountain Town at the farm, we got the rope, and I'm going to take that up to the dam up by towards the ravine. I need 2 ropes up that way. I can. I don't have a can. Come here. How we doing? We're good. I'm gonna grab a couple pieces of meat, take with me. That's fine. Now, unfortunately, I left, I don't know, at least I would say 10 to 15 cans of it, or yeah, 10 to 15 coffees back in Milton. Also forgot a fire striker, a couple other things. But my point about Milton is that if you're basing out a mystery in particular, you know, it's really close by. Yeah, if you go out the night before and spend the night at Trapper's cabin, and then, or even in the cave, if you sleep in the cave, you'd be there in the proper town of Milton by mid-morning. So it's a pretty quick trip. You can do it. The problem would be fatigue. I don't know if you can do it in one day or not. I would grab everything that I got sitting around at grandmother's. That I wanted to bring back in the next trip. So the coffees and the fire striker, maybe some tools, right? A couple other things. And bring those back with me. I'd probably spend the night in the gas station. And be back at Trapper's cabin by mid-morning. So, I think I got everything I need out of here. Oh yeah, I forgot there was an extra rifle in here. Jeez. I wonder if they get.
Can drop any of this gear.
Do they break down faster out? Just out. Would it keep a little longer if I throw it in here? I don't really know how the deterioration works on some of these items. I think like a hacksaw, I don't think it's going to deteriorate unless you're using it. Right? A part of the reason we're going up to the dam is to get scrap metal, because we're going to hit Muskeg and do some forging. We're going to make some arrowheads. So Wolfie boy. Now we're in Pilgrim mode, so we don't really have to worry about him too much. Normally he'd be coming right at us because we got all this meat on us. But we're good. I play a lot in Pilgrim mode because personally I think it's one of the best ways to learn your maps. You know, you don't constantly have to be dealing with wolves and bears. Not that wolves are too hard to deal with. You know, but you do run into issues. Like you can see how every time I scare him, he just keeps going in my path where I need to be again anyway. So even if you got your torch and your rock handy, it doesn't necessarily going to end up that you're probably just going to end up doing it multiple times. I did a little looking for the Prepper's Cache, but very late. I only know a few places to definitely check for it. Otherwise, I'd have to watch a video. To remember, I've done a full prep cache run once or twice, but well, as far as like looking for them, it's only going to show up in one of like I think 9 possible locations. Bear that in mind. I don't think there's any moose sign. Down here. So, if you're looking for a moose on Mystery, your best bet, I guess at this point, would be Trapper's Cabin. Or maybe out, I think you can show up at the unnamed pond. But I actually haven't been back there during this playthrough yet. But yeah, nothing too exciting. I just want to get to Muskeg and get some arrowheads made. Keep grabbing feathers along the way as much as I can. And then I'm going to run to Broken Railroad. Just do a quick look around for some loot. And I want to see if there's moose sign that way. What's up, dear? I want to check back here. You know, there are times you can find saplings back here. Back in this little area. I don't see any right now. I've looked once before, but I've had it where they seem to show up sometimes in places I've already looked. So now I double check sometimes on the easier ones to look at. But I haven't really, you know, fully explored Mystery yet. But hit a lot of the major sites. My cooking skill is almost up to level 5. Might as well grab some mushrooms. I got a bunch of stuff to make teas back at the ranger station. I might stop in there before I head on to Muskeg. Let's see if I can go ahead and get this all the way up to level 5. Why? Well, it'll give us reduced cooking times. It'll give our food more calories. But after that, we can rule out getting food poisoning. We can eat any kind of garbage crap. You know, if we find a 3% can of sardines, we can just We can just go for it and just munch it. So. Anytime you can get 100% on a fire, no reason not to. Alright, got that going.
That's a good one.
Couple of cedar. Sticks. Oh, hey! There it is, right there. Fantastic. For right this second, too. I think I'm going to drop this. There's some of this coal. Time. Yeah, we'll just focus on cooking the meat right now. Do I have water? I'll give you all water. Not too much. You know, normally I would set this up a bit more as a major kind of base. If there was a moose back here, because this would be like my moose hunting space. But we're going to cook up a little food because I'm hungry. And I can grab a little piece. Grab that anyway. I think I should have some food, some crap food still inside. How much longer on the water? 30 minutes.
I think I need to lie down.
How much time left on this? For? And let's have a quick peek. I'm curious. Oh, whoops. There we go. So yeah, we're not too far away from there. This is great though. This means I can pretty much not have to worry about starting fires for the rest of the game. Level 5 is great too, don't worry, but level 4 is a great place to be. Yeah. That. Just for a little more. Cooking skill. Got a torch. That's a pretty decent torch right there. In case I have some garbage ones on me. That's not bad either, but whatever. And we're going to call it an early evening for this lady tonight. We'll have a quick peek in the lockers to see what we've left behind. If there's anything major that needs to go. So yeah, we got a little bit of clothing up here we can move. There's some food. We'll be fine. Yeah, we got an MRE too. Okay, make sure we didn't leave any skins or anything behind. Pair of socks, looks like. A little more clothing. We'll munch this little piece right here. And we'll just let this lady sleep until she wakes up. Now, if you're not playing on Pilgrim mode, I don't think you ever want to sleep more than 10 hours in a row. Oh boy. Alright, well, at least we got a little bit of something to do. We can read this book. We got 25 hours on it, so. We'll see what that does. It's fine. We don't really have that far to go, so I'm probably just going to run outside and go deal with that real quick. Another thing I can do is go ahead and put this rope down. That's going to give us a ton more. Weight. And we'll have a little lunch, breakfast, brunch. There we go. And we'll just, we'll pop out and we're just going to sprint. Habits. We're just going to sprint. And that's something to remember again. If you're playing on a mode where there's wolves, bears, oh my, you might want to go out of a door already crouched. You can get wolves right up by this trailer, so something to keep in mind. We're just going to run across real quick because it's actually pretty perfect if you think about it for a day to have a storm. Because it's pretty much going to be inside all day. So while we're here are these things right here. And those give you scrap metal, which we're going to turn into arrowheads. Goodness. I might not have actually ever looked in here. I guess I did. I wonder I missed the book, though. Who knows what the situation was when I ran in here. That, too. What did I do? I like to get my mending up. I think we're heading towards level 4. Level 3 is perfect. I think I would get it up to at least level 3 on any playthrough. And it's just going to make it so when you need to do a repair, it's most likely going to work. And you're getting a bit more condition out of it. But we need a hacksaw, so we're going to use that. So I want to switch that out. And you can see it takes an hour and a half. So this is going to take a good part of our day here. And you can see that it really beats up your hacksaw. So I think we were at 81, maybe it's 5%. So let's see, we're at 76 now. And on this one, yeah, 71. So you're losing 5% every time. The good news is that hacksaws can be repaired. And what you want to remember is that each piece of scrap metal will give you 2 arrowheads. So if I get this up to 20, then we're looking at 40 arrowheads or 40 arrows that I can make. I've got that piece of scrap metal on me. Weight is not bad yet. I think I'm going to call that good for right now. Now, every time you make an arrow, you get archery skill. So you could make a ton of arrows and really pump up your archery skill. Now, alright, they must be flying arrows. There's nothing here. Mm,
Probably useful.
probably. Let's see. Good stuff. Think. Got this leather. And the tools for now. And that's heavy. What time is it? Do 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 do. Shouldn't make the walk too difficult. I kind of want it though.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
The issue is that we're gonna slowly be getting. Once we get the halfway mark on our fatigue, I'll show you here in a minute. Your carry weight goes down, so it's going to start dropping from 99 pounds to 98, 97, 96, etc. The more tired we get. Let's drink a soda, a little hydration, a little calories. We'll eat this one though. Top off that. That'll help us with our weight a little bit. Almost forgot. That'll work. And we'll head back. Now you can get tons of scrap metal here. You just remember you're going to need to have the tools to repair, and a piece of scrap metal itself to repair your hacksaw. You might need a couple pieces depending on how badly you beat it up. Weight must have been a problem at some point. You know, like I said, I would normally try to get as many pieces of scrap as I could. The thing of it is, I've got, like I said, over 40 arrowheads with what I got now. You actually will come across some scrap metal on the way to the forge in Muskeg. So, not only on the train tracks near the train wreck and stuff, but at the actual Spencer's farm. And as always, I will throw in the caveat that obviously there will be less resources available to you the harder the playthrough. So in there we had, like, you know, 6, 7 of those shells we could have cut up. An interloper there might be 2 or 3. So remember, there's always less. Pretty much everything the harder it gets. So you're gonna find less sticks on the ground, less limbs to chop up. You're gonna find less things you can use. Now, one thing I don't know if it really affects those curtains. But they're kind of random to me anyway. We started in Nass Canyon. I just wanted to show why it's such a great place to start. Particularly if you like to, if you're expanding, let's say you're your areas where you're learning where things are. It can be a very tough place to start depending on where you start. Uh, it'll kill you, even in Pilgrim mode early on. Remember, you're running around and could be a t-shirt and jeans. So there's not really a ton of places to loot or structures to loot. Now, where there is stuff, there's really good stuff, usually. I found an expedition coat along with the crampons and the technical backpack. So you start in an ash. If you can get to the gold mine, then you can get the technical backpack. I believe it's always there on any playthrough. And that immediately is going to give you an extra 11 pounds carry weight. Add in your well-fed bonus. Now you got 22 pounds total of extra carry weight. And then throw on the moose hide bag once you grab a moose, and you've got 33 pounds of extra carry weight from your starting. So you start with 66, and now I have 99. '88's fine. It's what most people are going to end up using, or even just having the extra 11 pounds at 77. Because well-fed can be hard to maintain on harder difficulties, mostly interloper. Yeah, I made this. How heavy are we? What time is it? I'm gonna grab that rifle too. I'm tired of leaving it out here. I'll just bring it back to the base because we are almost there, and we still got a decent amount of fatigue left, or stamina, I mean. We shouldn't end up getting too slow. So even if, like, let's say I really want to learn Black Rock, right? That's a map that I'm not overly familiar with, the Black Rock prison map. Then, for me, I would want to start in Ash Canyon. Pick up the backpack, get any clothing and everything, come get out of there, get the Timberwolf. Usually what I do is I get to the lake, Crystal Lake in Timberwolf, and start working on getting my skin clothing, because there's usually some carcasses around you can harvest. There's a bear there, there's a moose there, so you could walk out of Timberwolf with the tech backpack, the well-fed bonus, and the moose hide bag, deerskin pants and boots, rabbit skin gloves, and hat. And that's what I did. That's what I usually do. Then I go to Pleasant Valley. Pleasant Valley has a ton of clothing opportunities. There's a crashed plane that has dead bodies you can loot, as long as a lot of suitcases. It holds a lot of clothing. And a little town there, so I usually go there and try to find better clothing, get more clothing. And then I'll spend a little time mending and working on my mending skill, trying to get it up to at least level 2, right? If possible. So. Look for coffee and other little things in Pleasant Valley. Pleasant Valley is, to me, one of the toughest maps in the game. Again, even with clothing, even with all kinds of good things going on, Pleasant Valley can kill you. Particularly if it's only the second zone that you've been to. What we'll do... Yeah, let's get in here. Drop this gun off. Now we have a spare rifle and a pistol. Boom. Let's lose this thing.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
I'm not sure you can either. Get that up there. Good, good, good. Let's see. Anything else that needs to go on the ground? Yes. Same. Drop these simple tools off. Use the hacksaw. We definitely want to be keeping our eye out for feathers. That's one of the nice things about Mystery Lake. There are multiple opportunities to find feathers here. Need 2 swimming kits. I probably don't need that with me either. Leaves that MRE. That one. That one. And we're going to drop all these T's off too. Cool. And then I'm going to go cook up a little wolf meat, or deer meat. I think I have some out here. Just so I have that. We're not too worried about the wind. This is one of the most windproof places you can set up in the game. So we've got that level 4, so that shows you with a fire striker I can light a piece of cedar on fire for 100% or a stick for 100%. So that's just where we're at now. If we used cardboard match, it'd be 90%, and a wooden match 95%. So we're in really good shape for fire starting at this point. And generally speaking, that means, you know, if we've got a 95 to 100% chance to start fire, not even 90 to 105 or 100% chance.
Come on, little fire.
Most fires are going to start up, and we're easily cruising our way to level 5. It's just going to take a long time. Yeah, why not? You know what I could do though? Yeah, I'm gonna run back inside real quick. Meow. There we go. Make a few teas while my meat's cooking. Whenever you can do multitask, you really want to do it in a game like this. It gives you, and even though it's less necessary again on, let's say, this level. You want to get in the habit of doing it. That way you're already have that, like I said, that good habit of multitasking and getting as much done as you can when you're cooking or having to wait out a storm or something like that. Whoop. That's right. That's why these are a little annoying. Time. Good. And we're in a full blizzard. And we're good. We're not getting wet or anything. We got our fire going. Everything's great. As long as we don't get too goofy, we should be just fine in here. The wind direction can change, so you want to be aware of that at least. But it's pretty rare. Make these teas. I know. You're going to be fine. Now we got a nice little pile of cooked meat. And now we're going to start cooking up some of these teas. Water. And we'll make up that last mushroom tea. Now I'm ducked down, but I don't think I really need to be. It's just a habit I've gotten into. And the thing that I always want people to know, that cooking skill is based on per piece of meat or per item cooked. Time has nothing to do with it. So if it takes you an hour and 10 minutes to cook a piece of meat, you're going to get the same skill amount that you would get for cooking these teas for 10 minutes. So one thing you can do is shred your meat I've done that in other videos. You can go watch those videos and figure it out. Or you can look up someone else's to teach you how to do it. I don't consider it cheating because there's mechanics like the tea in here. Most people who get tea, they're using it for warmth, sometimes for calories, but for the most part people just make teas to beef up their cooking skill. Which is why I don't feel bad for shredding meat. I'm doing great. I'll never understand why this is considered legit. Making 50 teas you're never going to drink. Well, I could use them. Well, I can eat those little pieces of meat. I like to travel with 2 cups of coffee already ready to go pretty much anytime and anywhere I go, if it's possible. So now we got those. We didn't use our cooking pot, did we? No, we're good. And like I said, we're warm, dry, happy, and for me, the best part is we're getting some time accrued towards being outside during the blizzard. That's why I don't want to go in yet. Get some fur. I could use the rest, but I really want that last batch for producing the wind. So we'll cook up a few of these little pieces for a snack. A little cooking skill. It sounds like it's dying off. Hard to say. It might kick back in. I knew. I was like, as soon as I put something on, it's going to take a minute. It's going to die. That's okay. Boom. Boom.
I'm gonna need to rest soon.
We'll read the book. I think I can get... Yeah, she's not going to get too tired. Alright, we're good. Beautiful clear night. Very windy. We replenished some of our water we used to make all those teas. Do I have any more meat on me? I have that one piece right there. We're gonna get in here and put this lady to bed. Figure out what we're moving around, taking with us, doing tomorrow, and we'll probably start heading towards the Forge of Muskeg. We'll see how that goes. How about not? Oh. Got clothing in here? No. No. We gotta just wait till morning. We could eat a crunchy. There we go. And yeah, I mean, even though it's going to eat into tomorrow, it's not a bad thing. Remember, the closer you get towards noon, the things start warming up. So, again, a good idea is to start learning and prepping your days towards maybe getting up around this time and going outside. It's going to be your warmest part of the day. We're good, clothing wise. Okay, we have any garbage we need to get rid of, a bunch of torches we can drop, a bunch of teas. Let's lose these teas. Actually, let's just do it. Most people end up doing. Find a spot to throw a bunch of tea on the ground. And then we got a couple back up if we need it. So yeah. I'm not going to say they aren't useful. I'm not going to say they don't get more useful in harder difficulty playthroughs. But even in Interloper, the majority of what people use tea for is cooking skill. Plain and simple. Alright, you could bring your hacksaw with you too. There's more metal. I think there's another place to gather, I'm sorry, another piece of a framework shelf that you can use like we used earlier. Got that. And I don't know if we're going to get out to the cabin tonight. Yeah, don't worry about it. Sorry, I forgot to ask somebody something. And I gotta catch them before they get too wrapped up in other stuff. Alright. Now, come here. Alright, let's talk about forging. One of the things you'll see me picking up a little bit through here are sticks. I'm going to grab a bunch. There's an opportunity to get plenty of sticks where I'm going. You can see why you want to be vigilant. A lot of times I'll react to wolves like you should, even in Pilgrim mode, because again, it's just good planning. But the reason for the sticks is you can use sticks to heat up your fire to a certain point. And I believe you can get it hot enough that it only takes 4 or maybe, I think it's 4, but it might take 5 pieces of coal. Whereas if you were just using coal to heat up your fire, it's going to take 7 to 9, I think. So if you can use sticks, you can save coal. There is a certain temperature that it cuts off at. I'm not exactly sure. But I think 270 is hot enough to forge. Now the nice thing about that is that once you hit 270, you don't have to keep adding any more coal in. You can just use sticks and firewood to keep the fire going longer. It'll maintain its temperature. I'm counting on there being plenty of stuff there because we're in Pilgrim mode. And it's a nice day too. We might be able to make it out there. Let's take a quick break. This will help us with our weight a little bit too. If I wasn't playing in Pilgrim mode, I probably would have brought some more food with me. I'm kind of kicking myself for not bringing some more food with me anyway. On my trip back from Milton, I've already been here and thrown a bunch of coal in here. I'm not going to grab any of this. I'm going to leave it here for a later time. Really, I was just doing that to show people a good place to store things between. If you look in here too, you can sometimes find some stuff. You see we've got a piece of firewood and some simple tools. We'll just... I don't need them with me right now. We'll drop them there. So like those simple tools, I'm like positive they're at 100%. And I could leave them in a blizzard and come back, they'll be at 100%. So, I don't really, like I said. I have major issues with the decay rate in this game anyway. It's just not realistic. I thought about it. I just good. So my personal opinion on Interloper is that this is a weird setup. So Pilgrim we can just say is easy mode, right? No wolf attacks, no bear attacks unless you trigger them. There's a sapling. We'll have a quick look. Usually it's mapled if it's just one in Pilgrim mode. But it could be a birch. And it's kind of looking like a birch, so we're glad we'll go grab that. Tons of cattails here. I believe even in Interloper, this is... Oh, there's moose sign. You see that on that tree there? I'll show you in a second. There's a rubbing on that tree up there. So we'll hit this real quick. Grab a couple mushrooms. Okay. And so you'll see this tree right here has been marked, which lets me know that there can be a moose somewhere in this back region. Now I know there's already the possibility for a moose to spawn back here. There's a little pond back here. I don't see anything. When you first come into Muskeg, you can run into a bear almost immediately. So keep that in mind. I see him over there right now. He is right there. We got a carcass. And you can see he's pathing sort of over to these train cars. He'll come right up to the train cars. So anywhere in this kind of general area you can run into him. I haven't actually been in Muskeg yet, so there won't really be any prep. Uh, we'll do that a little bit while we're here, and then my one concern, I should be fine on warmth. Warmth is not a problem for us. We're at 50 degrees warmth bonus and a windproof 25. But you would want to keep that in mind. There is a fire barrel in the train car that we're coming to. But it is still kind of an outdoor, one of those outdoor indoor places. You're not truly like in an interior. But before, actually, let me check this real quick. And what we're going to do is circle around here first. Grab whatever we can. I'm looking for scrap metal. Sometimes you can find a piece of coal. Here's our scrap metal. No. And we're just looking for the whatever.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
There we go. Popped off this train. Train needs derailment here. But mostly firewood, scrap metal, and coal is what we're looking for. And again, you can look for these things on Interloper as well. So, expect to find less or none. Yeah, coal right here. So we should have a nice pile of stuff in here, as you can see. This is one of the places you can find a bedroll, I think. We'll put that away. We got bullets, we got coal, we got a hacksaw, which can be very helpful, particularly in a playthrough where you don't have an interloper. You're not going to be able to get a knife or a hatchet. You're going to have to make them. So, and an interloper, again, we'd be very stoked. We'd be trying to get there so we can oh, it's stacked. All right. Get some tools made too. I forgot something. Tools. I can hear the bear. He's like other side of that door, basically. It is foggy. I don't want to get lost here. You can. You can just end up wandering around in circles on the ice. You can fall through the ice. Even though I know this place, I would say, pretty well at this point. Just not something that I'm interested in attempting to doing right now in the fog. It's still dangerous. So we'll read our book. Have a quick check. Looks even foggier. Might be clearing up. I hear homie whining out there. Oh. There he is, right there. I certainly would never try to long shot a bear normally, but I'm just kind of curious. Oh, he's pissed. Whoops. Oh, I need to reset. Yeah. So remember, you can get attacked by a bear in Pilgrim mode, especially if you shoot one. That was definitely a hit. Little rifle score is what I was looking for. I'm not gonna go chase him down. He is gonna die. Bears are interesting though. I'm just gonna leave them be. They have a real tendency to come back and pretty much die exactly where you left them. Looks like there's a carcass out there.
It's getting dark out here. Time to look for shelter.
Alright, so we've got the clear night. Now, normally this would be bad. Now see how it cleared up at dark. It's gonna get cold. It's already probably colder than when we first got here, and it's gonna keep getting cold. So something to remember. You're also gonna lose some visibility, right? However, if you are in certain situations, and again, you might find that in harder difficulties, you do need to move around sometimes in the evening, because you might not have been able to get outside to even start doing anything until noon or so. But we're going to go ahead and head out because the weather here is real funky. And lots of fog, blizzard, definitely a ton of fog, which makes sense. You've got all this ice and all this, moisture here. Any kind of warm, humid day, you would kind of expect to maybe have some fog here. So warm or humid for this this area. But I can't tell you how many times, and even if it's not like a deadly situation or whatever, I've wasted hours and hours of time wandering around in this place, and even gotten screwed up in the daytime on the path. that I've taken a bunch of times to get back here. So. I think these little areas where I'm crossing generally are safe, but you'll see I'm scooting along anyway. I'm just taking the stalks. I don't need tinder anymore to start a fire because somehow I'm a fire god. Now this rock formation is a good indicator that you're going the right way. We got a carcass over here. If it was a little more daylight, I'd probably stop and grab a little meat. The one thing you might run into, and I might run into because I didn't pack, is oh, look at this. Got a mag lens. I don't think I've
come in handy.
ever found a mag lens here. Fire. Alright, we're getting heavy, but that's alright, but because some of this firewood is going to be helpful to us.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
But we are definitely close to our destination now, so. And that's what I was saying. I got all this stamina. I don't want to waste it. So again, I think I should be fine crossing here. Yeah. This looks a little sketch, but I think it's alright too. And through here. But if you want to give it a little jog, there's no reason not to. Alright, we're going to look in this little shed here. You can usually find some scrap metal or firewood, clothing, food. We got a dead guy. So we'll grab some feathers.
This'll come in handy.
No. Grab more scrap. There's another train crash to the entrance of Broken Railroad. There's another place you can pick up some scrap metal. Again, any piece I can pick up is a piece I don't have to necessarily break up. You see we got a fire barrel too. Looks like it for the metal. It might help you see, but it's not helping me right now. Tell you what I'll do. Torchlight actually looks a little easier, I think, on the eyes. There we go. Now you see these little things here? You can break these up with your hand or with a tool, and it'll give you 7 sticks. And we're going to be busting up a bunch of those to get all the sticks we need. You always want to look in these little boats for boxes, you never know.
Looks like this has been here a while.
And we're going to check in this little house here. Firewood and coal, you can find that in here. So we got plenty of coal. So we got some bullets. I always, you know, there's always a chance to find some really good clothing in here. Like the thick wool sweater's pretty dope. Oh, so there's like, yeah, the best sweater I guess in the game. Uh, warmth wise, I don't know about. This is also the heaviest. So I prefer. I think the fisherman's sweater is the best sweater in the game, personally. But that's, you know, what's available to you during your type of playthrough. Wolves. There can be quite a few back here. Yeah, this is a very dangerous place to forge, to be honest. But you can also get deer back here. You can also trick the wolves into killing the deer. If you're here, you probably don't have arrows yet. And that might be the only way for you to take down and hunt animals. But I like to come here because there's always a good chance for some good clothing here. We got combat boots. I always check the top of here. There's almost
I can use this.
always a jacket there. I can hear a deer running around right now. Hopefully our 95% is enough. It isn't always.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, and we want to get started on water right away. Usually you can find some firewood in here. Now here is, oh man. Well, it might be a moot point anyway. I don't have a hammer. I haven't found one yet.
Okay.
So no forging without the hammer. Looks like there's something in the snow. That doesn't mean there isn't one here. It just isn't where you can normally find it. There are a couple places we can look for it in the morning. I just want to get a little organized. So I think around I've already found, and there's another piece,
I'm not
at
gonna be able
least
to carry
7
this load for
pieces.
much
So
longer.
there should be enough here, hopefully, to do what you need to do. So just drop that. Well, pop this open. And we'll stick that scrap metal in there. That should help us get around a little bit. And then let's grab a torch. You want to look around the building, you can find scrap metal coal. There's our hammer. Good, good, good. So, what kind of shape is it in?
Lucky day.
80%. So I knew there was a chance for it to spawn there. So you can find one on the table. You can find one underneath the table. You can find one back where I just found this one, which is right in this area. And then there's another little set of houses we're going to hit tomorrow to get sticks. So that also can have the hammer spawn here. This is what I was talking about. This is one of those shelves you could break up. We'll grab all this.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
Behind here is a safe. There's a different way to get into it, and behind here there's usually a bunch of dog food. You can bust this crate open. Sometimes you can find a little more. So depending on the condition of the dog food, we got some food. And then if you break this one down, you can usually find accelerant.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
Good, we got a sewing book. Socks, a letter we don't care about, fire starter. Not too shabby. Again, you can always, there might be another pair of some scrap metal around. Let's see how my water's doing. I'll grab this. I'll break these up. And you can do what you want. I personally, I use the axe sometimes. It's pretty tough on the axe, but that 10 minutes might be a big lifesaver. You never know. So. Now, once you get here, how you want to do, I mean, as long as this thing's running, you're in good shape. So, you should have potable water. I'm going to do another one. Drop off all this coal. Oh, that's right. I'll start dropping
Can barely walk with this much gear.
there tends to be a fair amount of reclaimed wood around here you can grab too. And if you have a way to chop wood, there's stuff you can do about that. We're going to break in here now. It's not always locked, but it's usually locked.
Looks like this has
There we
been
go.
here a while.
Nothing wrong with that. Should do this. Grab that. There's a lantern. It's in pretty good shape. Got some fuel in it.
I'll take it.
Huh. I use that to make gunpowder. Another piece of scrap. No.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Nice. Get ourselves a drink. And let's see what we have to eat. Finish off our steak here. I'll eat this dog food. Lots of calories. sticks going. How are we doing on water? We'll do one more small one. Bang. Should be good. You are going to get thirsty. I'm going to make even more water before we are done here. But the one thing is that by starting the fire with the sticks, I'm going to have all this time that I'm going to have to kind of kill to get the timing. I'll show you in a minute. Possibly. I don't know. What time is it? Might just come back and do that. We're not going to leave this cooking pot here. Make sure that's in our inventory. We can leave this can here though.
Well, this stuff will come in handy.
Oh well. You can break up some of these planks, but be careful because you can also, you don't want to screw up your ramp here. When the furnace is running, you're going to be plenty warm, no worries. There you go. And you're saying, Pizza, why didn't you just use this? Well, it's only got one burner. It's more often than not. I would recommend just building a second fireplace and doors. Alright, well I had crows, that's good. There's hopefully some meat around. Yeah, we'll come back to you. Hopefully. So we're going to head out and we're going to go over to this other spot. Yeah, there's the Wolfie boys. They sound like they're out here on the ice. Again, they can be anywhere in this area, including right up to the forge. So keep that in mind. A little bit of meat. More interested in these right now. And we'll head over. So I don't know if you can tell, but we're passing a lot of these little scrub bushes or whatever. And again, that's where a lot of our sticks are going to come from. Now, unlike like Mystery Lake or the towns or whatever, these are always going to be busted up. There's never going to be a little house you can get into. More scrap. Like I said, somewhere around one of these places you can also find the hammer sometimes. So.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
If you get here and you're all like, don't forget to pop over here. It could be here. Okay, we've got a skill book. Oh, there's a Polaroid. Neat. Get some tools.
This will come in handy.
Anyway, so you've got these pallets you can bust up for the smaller pieces of, or for some reclaimed wood. You can break these crates up. I don't know if there's anything in them. It's up to you. But what I'm here for are sticks. And that's my biggest interest right now. So we're going to start pulling these apart, and we're not pretend. We're just going to use the hatchet. Again, depending on your playthrough, determines what you want to do. So we're at 84%. Let's see what it is at now. 82. So we're about 2%. We're losing. I want to speed it up because the weather, like I said here, is just atrocious. I have extra hatchets. I feel fairly confident that I'll find another unbroken railroad. Or a whetstone, either way. Not too concerned. So we should have a decent pile already on us. Let's see how many we have. We have almost 100. That should probably do it. I think it's around 100. Then it taps out anyway. We'll grab a few extra. Again, we will have some time to kill while we're waiting for the fire to get to a point where I can add coal and have it be hot enough. I think there's a sapling. Yep, let's go grab that. So in other words, we can get these teas prepared. And made. And get some more water down too. Grab that. You can break up the little branches on the ground too sometimes, but I think the scrub brushes are, for the time that it takes to get time and yield, they're best on those. Looks like the sun might peek its head back out.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Nope. We'll grab another one. This is going to pretty much use up every single stick I have, so it won't hurt to have a couple extra. Normally you'd want to build a fire, but we're good. It's a warm part of the day. I'm just going to go ahead and grab this meat. Good, we're fine. But again, we'd instantly be wolves would be interested in this. Like, we should have what? How many sticks? 63 plus 40, something like that. Is 100 and some change. Like 110 sticks, I think, is what I got. Grab this one too. I don't know that I'm going to need to kill that deer, so I don't know if I'm going to. I mean, the truth is, oh, I was hoping it was a deer carcass back here. It's a dead guy. Hey, buddy. Let's lay him beside him. Oh, hacksaw.
I think I can use this.
So another place and way to find a hacksaw. Sometimes it's on that workbench too, inside the little shelter that we were going to be doing our forging in. Again, if you're going, oh my god, I know where to get all the mushrooms. You know where to get them in Pilgrim. I mean, how about this? Yes, there should be mushrooms back here, but the quantity might be different. You might find one on each stump. Good. So the deers are over here. The wolves are out on the ice. Normally you could have them both together. Alright, well this is where I'm going to have to call it. I got to run and do an errand. But I'll be back later today and do a little bit more. If you happen to catch this, thanks for watching. And if you see this at a later date or time, thanks for watching. I hope you guys are having a great day. Y'all be good to each other. I'll put this in the shot. There we go.